this is Jessica, the Sweetwater Stitcher, and today is Thursday, December 1st. Happy December. I hope you guys all had a great Thanksgiving if you're in the States and celebrated, or if you are not and you're watching from overseas, I hope you had a great week or 2 weeks. I hope you enjoyed my video last week, the surprise video of my favorite things, and found a couple things that you didn't know about, or some tips and tricks to some of the things you might have known about before. One thing I wanted to say about that video is if there is anything else that I have shared in the past that I did not put on that video, just reach out to me and I'd be happy to link it in the description box of that video. But I wanted to have one place that people could go to see a lot of the things that I like to use in my stitching, so that there was like a one-stop shop for finding those things. But other than that, I just wanted to let you guys know that we had a great trip to Kentucky. The drive wasn't too horrible. There was lots of traffic coming home, but that was expected on the holiday weekend. But other than that, it was fun. We got to see family. The kids had a great time. So everyone's back at school, back in their routine, and I am back stitching and sewing and of course doing the housework as normal. But back to my happy place. So I want to go ahead and get started today with previous finishes. And as I said last video or 2 videos ago, I was going to bring some Lori Holt Christmas things today. So these are a few different items that I have. These are all from the Vintage Christmas pattern, and these are, I stitched them as individual pieces on 14 count Vintage Country Mocha, and this is one of them. And then they're finished into ornaments with the Cozy Christmas fabric on the back. This is my favorite print in the Cozy Christmas by Lori Holt. I have just some black gingham ribbon, and then this is the large vintage trim around the sides. So these are the candy canes, and pretty sure I used the called for colors, and it was the Aura Floss box. I have that. This is the Santa from the Vintage Christmas as well. And then I have the Gingerbread Man. And those are the only 3 I have stitched individually so far. But I would like to get back and stitch the rest of them. So those are on a Christmas tree in my kids' playroom, with also, these are just clear plastic ornaments that I took 10 by 10 squares of fabric. And this is the Vintage Christmas, which I have a lot of those. And then I did fill it in also with some of the gray gingham, the black and white gingham, and the red and white gingham from the Stitching with the Housewives. And I just made these extra ornaments to go on the tree with these. And then in the playroom where this is, I have my kids' ornaments that they have made in there as well. So in addition to those 3, I did also stitch the Vintage Christmas as one big piece. And this is with, I am pretty sure, I had to glue the buttons on afterwards because I forgot to sew them on. I changed something, and I feel like I changed, the borders were supposed to be a different color because I stitched it on white. I really don't remember what I changed on this, but this is my finish. This was on a board. It's supposed to go this way from Hobby Lobby, and it just says Candy Cane Lane, I believe, Christmas 2021. So they might have it, but it had this red background already inside. And so then I just used Priscilla's Pretty Plaids in the red and the white with my stitched piece on top. And this is on 25 count Cloud Lugana. I do know that part. But I'm pretty sure I used colors from the box. I did change this. This is supposed to have like another little part, but I stitched this prior to making notes of my changes. And then my last piece that I have done, and this I know was in all the called for colors, and this is on 14 count white Ada. This is Bringing Home the Tree. This was one of my first like big Lori Holt pieces I did. So I really like this. I finished it in, this is a frame from Hobby Lobby, I think. And so then I stuck it in there, and then I put on the back a piece of fabric with, or a sticky board with fabric covering it to cover up the hole in the back. Because if I'm remembering correctly, this is a frame that doesn't have, it was just the frame. It didn't have like a backer that you would set on a table. So, and this is an ornament from Hobby Lobby and ribbon and picks. So, but all of these are on display kind of in the same area, but I love those a lot. Okay, so those are my previous finishes. Then I want to show, this is like a whip slash, it's so close to being finished. So I'm gonna show it in this segment. And I need to get something to put it up against. But this is my Christmas Rules by Primrose Cottage. Maybe I can hold it up with this. But I am very close to being finished. I need to finish stitching the stockings and it will be done. And as I had said last video, I omitted the two with the snow, the one that says go sledding and the other one that says build a snowman, because I am in Florida and I wanted it to fit on a specific board. And in order to fit on the board, I needed to take two of them out. And those happened to be ones that made sense to take out for me. So here is my Christmas Rules by Primrose Cottage. And I'll pull it up a little bit so you can see the bottom. But all I need to finish is the stocking. So I have two of them and I need to, there's one more that goes here and then there's two over here. And it just so happened that they have in the picture too, 2 green and 3 pink. So I am gonna keep it that way. The green will be for my husband and my son, and the 3 pink will be for me and my 2 daughters. So I like, so I have a red, a pink, and then I'll do green and then that. But I love, and I did change down here. There's supposed to be some reindeer, but I just put a couple more snowflakes because it's kind of hard to see the brown on this fabric. I did put it in the hot cocoa cup. But I will post another picture of this on Instagram so you can really see the different colors. And then I will post below the colors that I used. But the colors are the same colors that I used for Berries in Bloom, the freebie from Hands On Design. And they are some of my favorite DMC colors. And I will just tell you really quick what they are. But again, like I said, I'll just list them below. So it is, the red is $347. The dark pink is $37.12. And the light pink is $7.61. The brown is $30.21. And the greens are, the dark green is $30.11. The medium is $30.12 and the light is $30.13. And then my white, I just used bamboo, but you could use 3865 or B52 or Blanc, whichever white you like the best. I like bamboo and 3865 the best. So I am, as soon as I'm done recording, I'm gonna get those stockings done. And then hopefully this weekend, I will fully finish this piece. but I am determined to get it done. So it's almost finished. All right, so for the next part, I wanted to show my other finish that I finished last night, and it's sewing / stitching related, is I made, and I posted a picture of this on my Instagram as a little tease, but I made a book cover with Lori Holt's cookbook fabric to cover my book of days. So inside is my, oops, that's extra pages, is my book of days. So I made that last night, and I will link below the tutorial that I used. The premise is to get the sizing, which I still feel like it's hard, is you add 1 inch to the width, like you open it up, and however wide it is, you add 1 inch, and however tall it is, you add 1 inch to it. And that should give you the right size for your cover. And you can quilt them. You can just have a plain one. I had a plain one last year for my Lori Holt planner, which Gina Tell, she also has a tutorial on making the covers. And I'll put a couple links below to where you can find how to make them. But so that was for my book of days. And this is my new planner. This is another one, and these are kind of going together. This is a planner organizer that I put together myself using pages from Katie, who is the Naptime Stitcher on Instagram and Etsy. And I'm gonna show you what I did. So I took the PDFs and I went to Office Depot and had them print them. So it's gonna be easiest if I take it out of the casing. It's a little bit large, and so one thing that I am not liking is that it's like a little bit flimsy, but I'm doing things to make it so it's not, because it is rather large. So, and I will tell you one suggestion if you want to do something similar that I just thought of today that I should have done differently. So what I have in here is I have Katie so generously gifted me the PDFs, but they're for sale in her Etsy shop, and I'll put the link below. So the first one is the planner. So I put in the front is the planner, and I just had them print this in color at Office Depot. So it has the whole planner, and I want to show because this is really cool. So she has in the front, she has like a page that says to do, goals, new starts, finishes, notes. Let me show this up close like this. So this is all for the month of January. Then she has a cross stitch tracker if you want to use. So you would put your project and then you put the checks for which days you work on the project. Then she has a calendar layout. And just the next page is just some lined pages for that month. So that goes through the whole year. So then February has the same thing, and so on and so forth, all the way to December. So that's the whole first part of my book. And I am planning to use this book for planning purposes. So I'm going to use these calendars for planning in advance, new stitch alongs I want to participate in, if I'm hosting stitch along, if I know, okay, in December or in say May, I know I want to start this project. I will go in here and I will write it down. My book of days is going to be used more for, this is what I worked on, putting stickers, and I'll probably put stickers in here too, but like more, this would be more of a journal of what's going on, and this is more to me as a planner for what's to come or what I want to be doing. So then this is the next section which this is where I wish I would have had them do double-sided copies, because I wanted to have enough in this book. I don't know if I will fill it up or not, but I wanted to have enough of these project planners that I don't have to add pages. So I had them print me 100 of them, and I don't even know if I'll have 100 projects by the end of the year, maybe, who knows. But I wish, because this is the whole section of that, I wish that I had had this front and back, because it would have made it, this would have been half that size. But this is the project planner. So it's similar to the cross stitch journal that Fat Quarter Shop has, but it can fit right in here. So I liked being able to pick and choose from her site what I wanted and make my own customized book. So here is that. And then I was looking before I got on here, and I don't see this listed, but I know she's gonna have it. This is a whip tracker that she also created. So I had some of these pages printed and put in here. And then I'm not sure if I'm gonna use this part, but I put it in here anyways. This is part of the inventory bundle. So I put the fabric inventory. I'm iffy if I'm gonna use this part or not, but I did take the pages for sure, the pattern inventory, and I am going to use this for sure. So this is the pattern part. And then that takes me to the end of my planner. So if you are at all interested, I'll put a link to her shop below. If you're interested in how many pages I had printed or what I used to make my this planner, whatever you want to call it, I'm more than happy to send you. I had them write it down for me, what I did exactly, and I'm happy to send that to you. But just send me an email and I'll send that separately, because I know there won't be enough room in the description box to put that all in there. So let me know about that. Also, some of the other files that Katie has in her shop are a habit tracker, where you would be tracking, basically it's where you put the projects and you're marking when you work on them. She has holiday planning sheets, and she has seasonal planning sheets in there as well. And I just didn't feel like I was going to use those, so I didn't put those in my notebook. But if that's something that you would be interested in, you can add those in. And all of these things are listed individually, and they're all low priced. So you can pick and choose what you want. You can print them at your house. You could take them to the store to get bound, or you could just put them in a notebook. So any of those options are good to making your own customized cross stitch planner. And I'll have a lot more information on what I'm writing down, how I'm doing it all exactly, when I make the video on my plans for 2023, which hopefully in the next week or so, I'm going to record that video and I'll put that out. I am still tossing a few ideas around as to what I'm going to do or how I'm going to approach my stitching in the new year. So that is to come in a separate video. So if you're not interested in that, it'll be separate from my regular Flosstube, kind of like a special edition like the video last week. Okay, so I want to go into my whips now. And so the first whip, and these are the couple things I took with me on my trip. I know you're riding in the car and you bring a small piece, which I did bring a small piece to work on, but I also brought a big piece. I brought this Teresa Kogut's Land That I Love for the fact that I decided I wanted to switch my fabric, and I wanted to see if I could get the outside, not the flower part, but just like the outline of the border all the way over and down a little bit to get it started, and also to make sure that I had enough room on my fabric. I have just enough room. So I wanted to check that out. But this I'm stitching on, or restarted it. I wasn't very far to begin with. On 36 count Platinum by Weeks Dye Works. And so I started up at the top. And let me try to get this. So I have pretty much just enough room to get, and I will frame this myself, so I'm not worried about how much room I have, but I have enough room to get, and this is where it starts to come down. So I was able to get that accomplished during the car ride, which is all I really wanted to do. I did start filling in a little bit over here because I was wanting some color, and I still have more, like I need to add the top row of stitching there and whatever, but this was the gist you get. This is one of the projects I would like to work on in the coming year, which is why I wanted to get it on the fabric and kind of get moving on it. I had no intention of having a lot done. And this is in one of my Michelle Lee Quilts bags. I love this bag. So that will get put away until the new year, and I make my plan. It will probably get put away, honestly, until June, July, when I do some patriotic stitching. But I might, if I see someone else working on it, I might feel like I want to get it out. But that's definitely one that will make the list for next year. I also worked on, in the card, this was my smaller project. This is Jenny Bean's Christmas Sampler. And I have loved this for a while, and I had already started it, but I hadn't gotten that far. So I was able to fill in, let me grab this out. I was able to fill in the house, so the whole house is done, and get the top done and a few words. And I started a little bit right there. But I love how this is turning out. This is on 36 count Cream and Sugar by Fiber on a Whim, using colors inspired by what I can tell from Lori Holt's picture. She changed hers, and so I just am going off of her photo to kind of pick similar to what she has. And when I'm done, I'll let you know. I have already changed a couple of them, so I don't want to list all of them. And this is in a Dot Dot Goose bag. I thought this was a cute bag to put it in because it has the houses there. So that was another one I had taken, and I want to keep working on that too this year. And this was, I ended up starting this a little bit before Thanksgiving, but I did work on it on Thanksgiving. And this is Feast of Friendship by Blackbird Designs, which Carrie, Tiger Lily, and Sarah, who is on Instagram, are stitching this using the hashtag #FriendsGivingSal. So I had this and have wanted to do it for a while, and decided what a better time to start than with them. So I stitched a little more. I didn't get that much done. This is on Legacy Fiber Arts Millstone, and this was a club piece, which they have said that they are not going to be having the Linen and Ada Club in order to offer more pieces, have more fabric in the shop for everyone to be getting. So I highly, this is very wrinkled, sorry. I highly recommend this linen. This is 36 count, and I love the colors on this. The colors for the pattern on this fabric, I think it looks really pretty. So this is, so I'm trying not to have shaky arms. This is how far I got. So I will probably put this away until, again, next year when I get into the fall stitching again. Another thing I wanted to mention, and again, I'll talk more about this in my planning videos, is I have, up until now, I have been very much seasonal stitcher prior to the season happening. So like for fall, I'd start that in August, September. For Christmas stitching, I'd start in like October, November to have stuff completed. This next year, I'm going to try to be stitching in the season. So for instance, in January, I'm going to work on winter things. In February, I'm going to work on kind of Valentine's-y pinks and different, anything kind of fitting that season within the season. I have some, like I have a sampler that has pinks and reds, and so I'm going to use that during February, and so on and so forth. But I really want to try to stitch during the season. I have plenty of room to put more stuff, but I have lots of decorations already made, and so I don't feel like I am feeling the pressure to get it stitched so I can put it up for that year. So I really want to enjoy the stitching, which I have enjoyed up until now, but just be able to stitch it and get it done. Also, I want to complete projects, like some of my bigger projects. I really want to focus on trying to get either a lot of progress or getting some of them completed. So that's kind of part of my planning. All right, this is 2 more, and I think that's, I tried to write them all down. 2 more I started, and then 1 I started that I'm going, it's part of my what I want to work on this week, so I'll show that in a minute. This is one that I've had for not too long, but I have wanted to stitch this, and so I finally was able to find it, and I'm pretty sure I found it on Brenda Gervais' website, Country Stitches, but I love this pattern. And what really inspired me to get it out and start it is I saw Annie, the proper stitcher, show her pillow finished. It looks so good. So she said she had stitched it on 25 count, or she thought 25 count. So it was rather large, so it would be this big, and hers is like a big pillow. So I found a piece of 25 count, and now I really don't know what color it was because I used the Instant Antique spray. And I'll just show. So this was the front that I sprayed with the Instant Antique. And my purpose was to try to get it darker and like have splotches. And I got it darker, but I didn't really get any splotches. So then I was pulling it out of the box I had sprayed it in, and I said, let me just look on the other side. So I looked on the other side of the fabric, and it actually had all these little dots, and I thought that I actually liked this side better, which was the back side of the fabric I had sprayed. So I decided to stitch it on this side, and I picked like similar to the pattern colors. I didn't have all of the colors, so I just started with the border, and it will come, this is like the halfway mark, so it'll come about this, probably about this far over. And then I'm gonna make a long pillow with it, just like the picture and Annie had done. So I just got this started. I'll continue working on it in the coming weeks up until Christmas. It's a lot of letters, so I don't think it should take that long, but I have wanted to stitch this for a really long time, so I really wanted to get it started. And then this was inspired by Lori Holt and Kimberly. And I have had this pattern for a long time. I had this, or I bought this and started it on a completely different fabric with Priscilla's color changes. And then I decided I didn't like my fabric, so I just took it all apart and had just the pattern, which is Silver Creek Samplers Christmas, I think it's just called Christmas List. Let me just make, yes, my Christmas list. So Lori Holt and Kimberly from Fat Quarter Shop are also stitching this with colors that Lori is picking. And similar to my Jenny Beans, I'm just looking at their pictures and guessing the colors. So I have a really small start, but I was able to start this, and I was working on it the other night, which is why it's still in the hoop. And I want to get back to this too. Is I started up with the car, and she had changed her car to red, and so I changed mine to red. And this fabric is 36 count milk chocolate from XJU Designs, and I bought it from Kitten Stitcher. So that is where I started. I love this. I love their colors that they picked, and I'm excited to finally get this going as a whip, because I've had this pattern and I've seen other people finishing it, and I just never was in love with how, I don't know what it is, if it was the fabric or what, but I like the colors that she's picking, and they're very similar to the pattern. So just like a little bit darker and kind of some of my favorite colors. So that's why I was like, I'm pulling this pattern back out and we're gonna work on it. And I really like the fabric that I picked. So I'm excited to be working on this pattern. And this is in my Sheba Designs bag. And next week I will have some fun stuff from her to give away. So stay tuned for that. But she's a new bag maker that I discovered. Or maybe she's not new. She's new to me that I discovered. Okay, all right, so this is, I'll go ahead and talk about what my plans are for the next week as far as stitching, and then I'll talk about my haul, giveaways, and then we'll be done. So this was I started this, and this is also one of the things I want to be working on. I do not have the cover sheet. Oh, maybe I do. I do have the cover sheet. This is Be Merry by Salt and Pepper Stitching. I love this pattern so much. I have the St. Patrick's Day one finished. I have the Valentine's Day one started. I own the Thanksgiving one, and then here's the Christmas one. So I saw somebody, and of course I don't remember who it was to give them credit, but somebody finished this. They had used silks, and it was amazing. So I decided to pull it out, and I just picked some silks that I had. I'm in the NPI club, and so I found pinks and greens that I liked, that I thought matched. And I don't even think I can, let's see if I can hold them all up together. So these are the colors that I picked. And 2 of them are NPI, no, I'm sorry. 3 of them are NPI, and the red and the pink are Sweetwater. And I'm more than happy to tell you my colors. And I started it and am stitching it on this 32 count splash light pink Lugana. And I've had this in my stash for a long time, and I've never found the right thing to stitch it on, and I thought this would be perfect because I'm adding the pink. So I just have teeny tiny start, but I want to work on this this week. And I also saw, while I was watching Flosstube yesterday, the Garden Goose Stitcher, or the Garden Goose, I can't remember if it's what her exact Flosstube is. I will list it below though. She started this too, or she is starting it this weekend, so we can stitch it together. And I keep forgetting to mention this, that I am going to be going to the Jingle Ball as well. So I will probably work on this during the Jingle Ball, and or any other fun patterns I happen to check out within my cart. So I'm really excited about that. It's on Friday night starting at 6 all the way until midnight on Saturday. All night long it goes on. You can go to sleep or stay up or whatever. There's going to be 12 different designers with exclusive patterns. You can only purchase them with having a ticket to the Jingle Ball, which it's $10. And I'll put if I can find how to link it, I'll link the admission site below. But there will be all kinds of fun stuff. Meet and greets, entertainment, stitching rooms, of course, shopping, all kinds of fun stuff. So you do not want to miss out on this. And all the designers have worked tirelessly getting their shops ready, getting things together to put this on. So, of course, I could not miss out because they said exclusive, but also I want to support the designers as well. So if you're interested, Jingle Ball this weekend. So that's one thing I want to work on. The other thing, and this is a stitch along that is starting today, so I need to get my booty going on this. This is Winter Garden by Hello from Liz Matthews, and the stitch along is with Stacy from Stacy Stitches Creative Studio, and the hashtag is HFLM, I think, Winter Garden. I'll put it below because I can't remember. Sal or something like that, but it's with Stacy. So go on to Stacy Stitches Creative Studio Instagram or her Flosstube, and she talks about it as well. But this is the pattern, and I showed this before saying I was going to do it. I ended up picking Sweetwater to go with it, and these are I'll put this up here. These are the colors in pencil of the Sweetwater colors that we matched at my LNS, if you are interested. And I got a piece of 36 count bramble I'm gonna do it on. So I just need to get my floss ready, and then I'm going to be starting this today. Even if it's like a couple stitches, but I'll post about it later. And this is in my new bag from Painted Leaf Co. with this adorable Christmas stitching fabric. I don't know if they have any more of them, but this is so cute. So this is from Painted Leaf Co. So this is on my plan for this week. And my other one, which I forgot to bring upstairs, is the Noel Sampler by Brenda Gervais. I have seen so many people posting that they have finished it, or like they're posted their finishing pictures. Nancy from the So-and-Sos said she was gonna finish hers. I'm nowhere near finishing, but I keep seeing it everywhere. So I felt like that was a sign to get it out. So I got it out last night. I didn't get to it because I was trying to finish up Christmas rules, but I am going to put some time in on that project this week. I love it, and I want to get it stitched. I don't know if I have enough in me to get it done this year, but I want to get a big chunk of it done. So that's on my list. And then I may or may not work on my Christmas list from Silver Creek, but definitely Be Merry, Noel Sampler, and working on my Winter Garden. And then, of course, whatever happens from the Jingle Ball. And then on Sunday, which since I've recorded, I haven't had a Sunday that I haven't been packing or coming home or whatever, I want to start working on a Savior's Praise on Sundays. So I hope this Sunday I will work on that. So that's what I will, hopefully, I'm going to do everything to stick to that plan. So next week, those are the things you should see my progress on. I'm sure there will be squirrels along the way, but we'll deal with that later. Also, I don't know when, but I am going to be filming soon in the next couple weeks the stitching mat tutorial, and I'll post that on YouTube. My husband, we have like some different things going on the weekends where he's going to be at a party or whatever. So if he's not here at night, those are the nights I'm gonna try to come upstairs and sew and film some tutorials. Let's see. What was this one? I don't even know. Okay, let's do haul and then the giveaways, and I can get to uploading the video so you can get to you guys. All right, so this was one piece of haul. This was from Fat Quarter Shop. I've wanted this for a while, or since it came out. This is Lori Holt's Be in My Bonnet. This is her Prairie Meadow calendar. I have the chicken one, which has been downstairs in my kitchen all year. I'm gonna use this one a little bit differently in my craft room to somehow incorporate this into like some stitching plans, but maybe hanging it up, so like kind of briefly. But then when I'm done, either with each month or the year, there's all these pretty, these are all the prairie blocks from her stitch along, oops, and I'm going to frame them and put them in my craft room. So I thought that was a good way to use the calendar after you're done. So this is on Fat Quarter Shop, and I'm excited to get that hung up. This was a bag from Como Stitches. I don't think she has any more of them, but this is one of her fabric bags. I'm in her vinyl project bag of the month, which I'll show you in a minute too, but this is one of her fabric ones, which is fully lined, really nice. So if you're interested, Como Stitches, she has lots of good bags on. She has an Etsy shop, and then she also does Tuesday night sales on her Instagram. These are from Michaels, and I thought these would be great for the Victoria Clayton Silks or Aura Floss or the spools of 103s. These are these little tubs, which you've probably seen them at the front of Michaels, and this is the longer one, but I feel like they're like the perfect size to put those in. So I bought both of these to try them out, and I'll report back. They're just like, this was 99 cents and this was $1.99, I think. They say that they're pencil box and simply tidy, but I thought those would be perfect for storing those types of flosses. Okay, this was my bag of the month for November from Como Stitches. So this was the bag, so pretty. And then she also sent with it a drying mat for your kitchen and a little notebook. And I believe she had some spots open in the second, like the ones that go out on the 15th, which is what I get. That club, if you're interested in getting in a bag of the month club. Then this, one of them is already in use. These are from Tina Egner, Team Egner on Instagram, and I'll list her website. But these are her vintage floss rings. She has all kinds of other ones. They come on this really cool thing, paper. And I have her Christmas ones, which are, I have like the floss drops too, and they're with my Christmas rules. I love these. So I have another one, but I already put it on a project. Another thing, and I don't know if any of this is available still, but on the Needle and Flax website, she had a whole bunch of fabric that was ready to ship. So I was able to get some 36 count dirty teacup and some 36 count Thornfield, which I have some 40, but it's a little bit too small for me. So here is dirty teacup, which I've wanted to get some of this for a long time. So there happened to be some, and then some Thornfield also. So I don't know if she still has anything on her website. It might have all sold out, but I was able to grab that. And two more bags I was purchased a while ago. They showed up. This was from Blue Ribbon Designs. This one, actually, I bought this on the day I was linking her website to my favorite things video because this popped up. And she has, I love her bags, but they go really quickly. So if you see them, you have to get them right away. So I love this to put like some tomato projects in. And then this was one from Sheba Designs. And like I said, next week, I'll have some stuff for giveaways from her. This is the Amazing Grace fabric. So, so pretty. And let me put her, I don't remember when she said she was putting her shop on like a break. I don't remember when she was going to be coming back, but this is her shop, Sheba Designs. And I'll link her below too. And then it also, I think I must have bought it with this, the Floss Keeper, whatever. But I love this fabric, and so I was excited when I saw that bag come up. And then I got a little bit of happy mail. My friend Holly, Mrs. Jones Stitches, sent me some lace trim and some buttons, vintage buttons. So I'm excited to put those to good use. And thank you, Holly, for that. All right. That is all for everything, I think. So we just have the giveaways for this week, or from this week. And so the first giveaway, and if you are a winner, email me at sweetwaterstitcher@gmail.com, your name, your address, and what you won. And I'll get that in the mail to you before the next video. And I have one more to send out, and then I think I'm all caught up with everything. And I still am waiting. I don't remember who I'm waiting on. I'm waiting on someone for the ornament though. So I'll just keep it for another week, and then if I don't hear back, I'll put it back in the giveaways. All right, so for number one, it was the Winter Petites, which this will be coming from Stacy Stitches. And the winner is Cindy Flinchbaugh. Cindy Flinchbaugh, you're the winner. Congratulations. And number two was Christmas Alphabet. And the winner of this is Jennifer Kelly. Jennifer Kelly. Number three was the Santa Bag and Floss Floss Holder from Farmhouse Needleworks. And the winner is T. Dale. The letter T, Dale, D-A-L-E. And that's your YouTube name. And then the last one, which was the fall bag, the winner is Rosalind Gerspacher. Rosalind Gerspacher. So congratulations to all of you. Again, send me an email with your information and I'll get that in the mail to you guys. And then I have some giveaways for this week. And for this week's question, let's see. I guess, why don't you let me know if you have, or what percentage, here's a fun one. What percentage of your Christmas shopping do you have done? Do you have all of it done? Do you have 75, 50%, 25? Do you have no presents bought? So how much, what percentage of your Christmas shopping do you have done? And then you're going to use the numbers of the items that you're interested in winning. All right, so for this week, I think I'll save those. We have a couple patterns, and then also this is from Casey, who has a shop, and it is called, let me get the card out. It is called Sophia Violet Designs, and she has, this is on Etsy, she has thread keeps and scissor fobs, and I have some here to give away. So that is her shop, and she generously sent these to give away. So I have 2 to give away. So there'll be 2 winners for this one. And one of them is a scissor fob and one of them is a thread key. So there'll be 2 winners and you'll get one or the other. This is the first one. This is so pretty. And then this is the second one. And these are both gonna be number 1. And this one, oh my gosh, look how pretty. It has a sunflower. So number 1, there'll be 2 chances, and that will be this. And again, this is from Casey with Sophia Violet Designs. Thank you, Casey, for sending those too. And then these are the patterns for this week. So this is number 2. This is Hometown Holiday, the bookstore. This is number 2. And these are, all 3 of these are compliments of me for buying more than one on accident. Number 3 is Grandma's House from the Hometown Holidays. Number 3. And number 4 is the most coveted Santa Stops Here. So this is number 4. So again, if you are interested in the giveaways, or if you're not and you just want to let me know how far along you are with your Christmas shopping, leave a comment below on the percentage. You do have to be over 18. You do have to be a US resident, like the video and subscribe to my channel, and that's answer the question. So I hope you guys are either attending the Jingle Ball or you're considering attending the Jingle Ball this weekend. Also, you're getting your Christmas decorations out. If you haven't already, you're getting your Christmas stitching out and ready, or maybe you're already done and you've moved on to winter. Whatever it might be, I hope you have a great week stitching, and I will see you back here next week for a fun floss tube. Bye.